Okay, good morning, everybody. So today we're gonna revision your Form 5 Chapter 1 and Chapter 2. Okay, which is this one, Kedaulatan Negara and Perlembagaan Persekutuan. Okay, and what I plan to do today is after finish one subtopic, we're gonna try out the question. We're gonna try out the question. Is it okay, everybody? Are you guys good with this? Okay. So now, Chapter 1 and Chapter 2, we have 4 subtopics. Okay, for each chapter lah, huh? Okay, so yeah, for 5 chapter 1, the very first topic we're going to talk about is kedaulatan. So make sure at the end of this seminar, you must understand what is the meaning of kedaulatan. Okay, make sure this is our target. Kedaulatan at the end of the chapter, you must know what is kedaulatan. Number 2 is perlembagaan. Perlembagaan is the federation law. Okay, the constitution, the law. So this one is the power. So you must understand these two concepts at the end of this seminar. That's my target lah. Okay. Then now quickly, before we start, let's quickly go through this SPM format. Okay, it's just a reminder for all of you. Your paper will be paper 1 and paper 2. Paper 1 will be 40 question, right? 40 soalan. 40 soalan, and then it's objective. So it's 40 marks lah. Okay, 1 hour paper lah. Okay, then paper 2 is your structure and essay. So we have bagian A, 4 structure questions, and all of them are compulsory to answer. Jawab semua soalan. Bagian B is like you have 5 essay question, or what we call respond terbuka. So 5 essay question, you just need to answer 3. So 3 times 20 for each question, it will be total up 60. So 40, 60, 100 marks for paper 2. Okay, so for your paper 2, reminder everybody, is 2 hours, 30 minutes. So 2 hours, 30 minutes, to be honest, if you really like legit go and do all the question can. So it will be like ngam only. Means like 2 hours, 30 minutes is like just nice for you to finish 4 structure and 3 essay. Unless you write super fast, then you can write one more essay. Everybody, you good with this one? I guess clear. So this is the SPM format, just a reminder, just like telling you. Because this time is midterm, yeah. This time is not first term. So this time is midterm, okay? So guys, today our objective is to settle chapter 1 and 2. And I know most of you will be thinking like, teacher, my exam is until chapter 5 or chapter 6 or, some of you. So yeah, you see, I have you settle chapter 1, chapter 2 revision. So what you need to do is you do the rest of the chapters revision, okay, on your own. So I try my best to cut down your workload. Is it okay, everybody? Now, everyone, I have a small instruction, or not instruction, rule. I want you guys to do this, for my online class. So guys, if you got any question you want to ask, please press 3. Really, I need your cooperation, because later we want to, I want to make sure the whole teaching process is smooth. Because I worry later some of you you want to ask me question, right? Then like, by the time by the time I receive your message, that time maybe I already move on to another topic or maybe another page. So guys, reminder, if you need, you want to ask question or anything, you want me to slow down, you want me to stop for a while, press 3. If you are all good, just press 1. Clear? So 1 or 3. 1 or 3. Okay? Thank you so much. Especially for those who are new to my class. I think, yeah, most of you here are okay, right? Okay, so come, let's continue here for 5 chapter 1 here. Now, for 5 chapter 1 is talking about everything kedaulatan. So everybody, reminder, the moment you see kedaulatan, daulat, all these Malay words, or berdaulat, okay, don't care what important is that. Kedaulatan, daulat, berdaulat, it means what? Kuasa tertinggi, the power. So chapter 1.1, you need to explain to me the concept. So what is the concept? Takrifkan. Takrifkan means explain the meaning. The meaning of this phrase, the meaning of this concept, the meaning, apakah maksud. So the moment you see takrif, the moment you see maksud, it's the same meaning. Okay, I'm gonna put pink color so it will be more obvious. Okay, So everybody, you can look at my nota that I provided to you because I want to make sure all of you able to score in your exam. So I'm just like, very straightforward. I giving you the notes, which is like question and answer. Question and answer. Like directly, you memorize the answer lah. Then you know lah. When you write all these answers, you'll get how many marks. So ta'rif maksud is the same thing. So when the moment they ask you ta'rif maksud, meaning you need to tell me the maksud lah, the meaning lah. Okay? So kuasa tertinggi, kewibawaan, hak. So it's everything about power. Oopsie. What is this? Sorry. So I write everything in Mandarin for you already, right? So, kedaulatan means power. Supreme power, the greatest power, the highest power, okay? So you see kuasa tertinggi, kewibawaan is also referring to power, capability, and the rights of ruling a government, of managing a government. So basically, this is what we refer to kedaulatan. Basically, it's referring to power. So everybody remember these three keywords for me. Kuasa tertinggi, kewibawaan, hak. Kuasa tertinggi, kewibawaan, hak. The power to rule the government. And then right now, you need to know what is the meaning based on different languages. Now, look carefully what the question asks you. If the question asks you to explain all the languages, then you give me all the explanation now. Yeah, I already calculated the marks for you already. 1, 2, 3. Then 1, 2. So every single dash, every single dot there is like consider 1 mark. It's worth 1 mark. Clear? Now, if the question is like very specifically asking you or Arab, then Yunani, then you just write lah. So Yunani, everybody, Yunani is the very first language. I mean, the ancient language. So that's why it's the first language. Yunani is Greek. Okay, in Greek, kedaulatan means supernus or super anus. I mean, I would prefer super anus. It sounds like, wow, so powerful. Super anus, come on. Okay, so for me, I'll go for super anus or super anus. Okay, don't care lah the pronunciation. I mean, we do have speaking test in Sejarah exam. Okay, so super anus over here is referring to what? Great, like the greatest, the highest, the most important one. Agung dan tertinggi. So this is the direct meaning. And then if you want to further elaborate, like, what is the meaning of supernus, super anus? So it will is referring to what? The country is freedom and merdeka. So when you have the power, meaning you have the freedom to make decision, you have the merdeka. We can do whatever we want. Now in English, it's called sovereignty. Sovereignty. So you remember the word reign. So basically, you have the full power to rule the government. Same thing goes to Arab. Arab is Daulah, the easiest one. Daulah. Remember Islam, Bahasa Arab, believe in Islam, right? Arabians, so yeah. So Allah, Daulah. Remember Daulah. Daulah is referring to what? The power to rule the government. So it's called kuasa pemerintahan. See, this is the keyword. Kuasa pemerintahan. It's everything about the government power, like ruling the government's the power. The bahasa Melayu is daulat, which means kekuasaan pemerintahan. Try your best not to change the Malay word if you, if you can do it, try not to change. Because I got students, they say, teacher, this one kekuasaan, right? Can I write kuasa? I will say, try your best, don't change. Try your best to follow everything. Because this one is maksud, guys. This one is maksud. So, sometimes your teacher, the marking scheme very, very strict lah. Because they look at the words. Everybody okay with this one? Now, what did you realize here is kedaulatan is basically everything about power. Everybody good with this part? Oh, good? Yep, that's one. Now, after this, we're going to talk about pandangan tokoh. It's referring to the leaders. Okay, it's referring to the leaders. So you need to tell me like all these leader, Aristotle, Ibn Khaldun, Jim Bodin, and then Tunku Abdul Rahman, Dr. Mohammed Saleh. Now, for these two is Malaysian. So I put at the next page. For these three, they are from like negara luar. Okay, so this one, you can see, statue only saja. Statue, so he's the ancient guy lah. So he's a guy from Yunani Greek. So remember, He's from Greek, you know. His background is Yunani. So obviously when he explained the concept kedaulatan, it will be based on Greek concept. Oh. Just now I told you, Greek in bahasa Yunani, what is the meaning of kedaulatan? Meaning power, meaning superaenus, right? The greatest power. So when Aristotle explaining the concept of kedaulatan, he using the word kuasa tertinggi. The greatest power, the supreme power to rule the government. Okay. Now, guys, this one is up to you whether you want to highlight or not lah. Because for me, right now, I'm teaching, right? So this one I highlight. But if you think that this one teacher no need easy, then no need to highlight lah. I'm just telling you, like, you see, this is the key point here. It's repeated. Kuasa pemerintahan, kuasa tertinggi, sistem pemerintahan. And then he even further explains saying that, what does it mean? Like, the government, we have the power to rule the government. We have the power in the government. So this is telling you that the kingdom is what? Terikat oleh undang-undang, right? The government, yes, they have the power. I mean, the leaders, they have the power to rule the government. But at the end of the day, everyone needs to follow the law. Needs to follow the law. Just like Malaysia lah. You see, our king is the leader, but he still needs to Raja berperlembagaan. Based on the law. That's what they're trying to say. Okay. For Ibn Khaldun, remember, this is Aristotle from Yunani. Ibn Khaldun from Islam. He's an ilmuwan Islam. So remember, he's an Islam background. So therefore, when he explained the concept kedaulatan is somehow related to the religion one. Okay. So number one, he said that kedaulatan is kekuatan dan kuasa negara. Kekuatan dan kekuasaan negara. Which means the moment you have kedaulatan, meaning you got the power, you are very powerful and strong. Powerful and strong. And he said that this power is based on semangat kekitaan bangsa. So kekitaan means what? Unity. We are all together as one. So the power is come from the people united together as one. And how do you make the people united together as one? Religion. Religion. Kekuatan semangat beragama. So for me, I would suggest you guys to memorize these 3 points. Jean Bodin is a philosopher from the Perancis. And look at the way he said, it's the same thing. Power. And he elaborated by saying that this power is like an eternal power. Forever. Once you get it, it's like a forever thing. Eternal terms. Bersifat kekal. And this power, it will be not override. The moment you have this power, kedaulatan, no one can override you. You have the unlimited power. Tidak ada batas means unlimited. You have the unlimited power. No one can control you to create the law, mentafsir dan melaksanakannya. So when we have kedaulatan in our country, meaning we have the power to set the law, to analyze the law, to execute the law, explaining the law, like we have the power to do so. Everybody, you good with this one? So you see, everything is related to power. It's just that, different tokoh got different explanation. Good with this? And then next one over here, Tugu Abdul Rahman. Okay, Tugu Abdul Rahman, nothing special lah. He also mentioned that it's power, but remember, Tugu Abdul Rahman always be the special one. He likes to describe things differently lah. Okay, he'll be creative one . So he mentioned that yes, we have the power lah. Kedaulatan is power, but he said that this power is based on the principle kebebasan dan keadilan. This power, meaning how do we own this power? How do we have this power? The moment you own this power is based on the freedom and based on justice. It's because we have the freedom and justice. That's why we have the power. That's what he's trying to say. Okay. So he said that, therefore, when we have the power, we need to fight for the people, fight for the society, make sure the peace of the government is there. Tun Dr. Mohammed Saleh Abbas, another Malaysian leader, he said that kedaulatan is a very important foundation for our country. So it shows that we have the freedom, we have the freedom at the peringkat antarabangsa dengan hak dan kuasa untuk mengatur urusan dalam negeri tanpa telunjuk asing. What is tanpa telunjuk asing? Without referring others. Without interrupt by the others. Means nobody will dare to campur tangan. Nobody will campur tangan. Right now, we have the freedom to make decision. We have the power to decide and manage. Everybody, you clear with this one? So up to here is everything about the explanation, the maksud, the maksud and the takrif of concept kedaulatan. Okay? Right now it's still under 1.1 only, you know. So that's why your 1.1 is very long. Okay? So I believe you guys are all good. Right now it's time for us to talk about the jenis kedaulatan. When we talk about the power, okay, you already know kedaulatan means kuasa tertinggi, power. So you need to know how many types of kedaulatan we have, or what we call bentuk, mode, 模式, you know. How many types of kedaulatan we have? Total we have 4. Okay, guys. I know sometimes you find it very difficult to memorize everything. So sometimes you just think like, you know, normal, common sense. Use your common sense to answer the question. Really, guys, it works, right? Trust me. So ask yourself, power, when we talk about the power, right, kedaulatan, who has the power? When we talk about power of the government, ruling the country, come on, answer me. Who has the power? Anyone here? Try. Use your common sense. And prove it. Are you guys okay? Are you guys awake? A bit worried. Okay, thank you. Yes, when we talk about the power to rule the government is the king. I know some of you will be thinking like, huh, teacher, the king meh? Not the prime minister meh? Actually, both answers are correct. You see, that's why you see, the moment you think about the king, it is related to traditional. The moment you think about the prime minister, which is the citizen's representative, this is the modern power. Modern the modern generation who focus on democracy But back then we got democracy back then is the king. So like this, you got 2 power already, you know. Kedaulatan traditional, kedaulatan modern. And then you continue further talk about the undang-undang. Remember just now we mentioned? Remember just now we said that, did you realize just now the Yunani, the Aristotle, you know, the representative from the Yunani, he mentioned that when we have the power, we also need to follow the law. So the law is also having the power. Kedaulatan undang-undang. That's why Rukun Negara also mentioned kedaulatan undang-undang. Right? And then next one over here, the last power is what? Antara bangsa. Ne? Just now, when we talk about this one, can you see? Kebebasan dalam peringkat antarabangsa. At the international level, at the international status that we are having a freedom. Okay? So think like this. Okay, think like this, everybody. So when we talk about kedaulatan traditional, we have the king. So can you see here? When we explain kedaulatan traditional, it is referring to our government having the full power. Everybody highlight this. Berkuasa mutlak. Berkuasa mutlak. What is berkuasa mutlak? 100% full power. Mutlak means 100% full. We don't use the word kuasa penuh dekat sini. We use the word mutlak. So right now, meaning they are referring that back then, someone is having the full power to control every single thing. You see, your sejarah worried that you don't understand what does it mean full power. You see, your sejarah textbook know that some students, they don't understand mutlak. So that's why they give this explanation. Menguasai segala urusan. Everything means everything. Okay? The king has this power. Kedaulatan Raja-Raja Melayu. So therefore, you can further elaboration by saying that our Raja has the power and the ability, capability to rule the government. So therefore, the king is act as a pemerintah yang mempunyai kuasa tinggi. So everybody, citizen like you and I, we need to loyal, taat setia. Easy, right? So you need to remember this keyword for me. Kuasa kedaulatan traditional is referring to the king. The king has the full power, berkuasa mutlak untuk menguasai segala urusan negara. Control every single thing in the country. Then the next one over here, modern. I told you, modern is something related to the citizen. Okay, so you need to explain a little bit from like a little bit nationalism here. So you need to tell me that, okay, the citizen, the people, they start to aware and they have this idea kemunculan negara bangsa. The country, the people. Okay, supposedly the country must be lead by the citizens representative. Okay, the country, the people why we have the negara is because we have the bangsa. Okay, So therefore, it focused on human rights. So you see, back then, when we talk about the power, we only talk about the king. But after that, we start to talk about citizen, human rights, hak rakyat. And therefore, you can see situation change. Because right now, they're emphasizing on the hak rakyat. They also talk about Raja Perlembagaan. Clear? So that's why I say, this is something related to your nationalism. Nationalism. So contoh-contoh, you can say here, kedaulatan negara kita based on kedaulatan modern is telling you that you see, right now, we are forming a country called Persekutuan Tanah Melayu and also Persekutuan Malaysia, which focus on citizens' rights, hak rakyat. Everybody you good with this one? Kedaulatan, tradition and modern. Can remember like this? You remember these two parts and then you remember the point first. Remember the point first. And then you elaborate. Elaboration is the contoh lah. Example like here is the king. So you need to elaborate the king's power. You need to describe the king very atas then the citizen need to loyal and then now it's different we form the country. Negara bangsa country. Clear? Okay? And the next one over here is the undang-undang and the international level. So when we talk about kedaulatan undang-undang means what? The undang-undang has the power, which means the government and the citizen, everybody must follow the undang-undang. Terikat oleh undang-undang yang perlu dipatuhi. Okay? Everybody is buying with law and we need to follow the law. It's very important. Why? And then you can further explain why menjamin keadilan so that our country is peace, stable and makmur. Guys, please you write everything 1 mark only you're from 5 you're not from 1 please don't expect that teacher negara aman 1 mark, stabil 1 mark, makmur 1 mark. No. Everything 1 mark. You good? So you can further elaboration by saying that contoh our country starts to have what? Negara kita we have Badan Kehakiman, right? The judi department. Okay? This is the department that protects, defend the law and execute the law. And therefore, based on in our country, you can see that we very focus on kedaulatan undang-undang because it acts as our prinsip keempat dalam rukun negara. Good? And the next one over here is kedaulatan antarabangsa. International level here. So you see, international level there we have the power also. And then how do we know that we have the power? We're being recognized by the United Nations. We are a country that tidak boleh dicabuli oleh negara lain. So what does it mean dicabuli? Just remember we are not being bullied. No one can campur tangan and bully us. Meaning no one can invade us. So in 1970, can you see this Deklarasi Hubungan Persahabatan? Okay. So this Deklarasi Hubungan Persahabatan approved the law, right? Kedaulatan undang-undang antarabangsa. So this proves that we are also using this undang-undang. So can you see, because of this, we join United Nations and United Nations recognize us. So we right now become a negara yang bebas, merdeka and berdaulat. Everybody, so far so good. Now 1.1, we done. 1.1, we done. You good? So everybody, right now, let's try the question over here. Are you guys ready? Again and again, I'm not writing the full answer for you. I'm just writing the keywords and I will show you the answer. Okay, everybody come, let's look at here. Let's look at page number 22. Now the page number 20, 21, all those are objective questions. You can do it on your own. Now everyone, tell me, what is the meaning of kedaulatan in Bahasa Yunani? What do you remember? Greek. Supernus, superanus. Okay, very good. So the moment you give me the supernus or superanus, you get 1 mark. I need one more elaboration. You need to explain to me like what is the meaning of this. Or maybe they are referring to what? Further explain. Takrif meaning. Okay, agung. Dan. Agung atau tertinggi. Bebas dan merdeka. Yes, it's referring to negara yang bebas dan merdeka. Kerajaan yang bebas dan merdeka. Everybody good? So when you write, right? You see, these are all the points. So when you write in sentence, you can write like this. You can say takrif kedaulatan mengikut bahasa Yunani ialah supernus dan supraanus yang bermaksud agung atau tertinggi. You can say kedaulatan merujuk kepada negara yang bebas dan berdaulat. So form simple sentence, short sentence. Everybody good? So very good. You remember now. Oh, this one, Aristotle and Ibn Khaldun. So tell me, Aristotle is a guy from Yunani, right? So what did he mention about kedaulatan? Kuasa tertinggi, very good. He talks about the power, right? I mean, a very common answer. Need one more point? Ibn Khaldun also one more point. What do you remember? Kuasa tertinggi? Terikat oleh undang-undang. Wow. Come on, so good. Very nice. I like this answer. Which means you remember just now I mentioned, oh? Yes, Yunani is the one that says that our country, when we have the power, we are bound with law. Which means you need to follow the law. Law is very important also. It doesn't mean that you have the power, you can do whatever you want. Okay? So you are bound with law. Okay? Anything else? Nothing, right? I think it's only 2 points. Now, Ibn Khaldun? Ibn Khaldun also referring to power. But how did they describe the power? Kekuasaan and kewibawaan, right? Kekuasaan dan kewibawaan. And then remember, Ibn Khaldun is something related to Islam. So you can say, yes, he mentioned we need to unite together as one. How do we unite together as one? Really? So these are the keywords you need to start. You need to start memorizing. And then I can show you the answer. You can practice at home. Forming the sentence like this. Everybody, if you are, obviously you cannot finish everything by now. So you can screenshot or maybe later you can refer to the PDF file. Because we will upload the answer at the PDF file there. The folder there. Clear? Everybody good? So this is how I normally do. And I encourage you guys to do that. Because you need to remember the keyword first. Don't just remember the sentence, okay? Now, good one over here. Now, let's look at this one. This one is kebat. I'm just explaining one example. So, you see, I want to save your time. I want to cut down your workload. I don't want you guys to focus too much on the kebat. Don't waste your time on kebat. Kebat sometimes very easy one. Okay? So, everybody, what happened here is, they're asking you, in your opinion, mengapa kesedaran tentang konsep kedaulatan negara dipupuk dalam kalangan Malaysia? Rakyat Malaysia, sejak excuse me, sejak bangku sekolah lagi. Why do we need to have this concept kedaulatan since we are at school? When they need to teach you all these concepts when you are at school. Okay? So you explain also that we have the semangat kedaulatan sebati. So we understand the concept of kedaulatan, and then you will appreciate it, menghayati. You appreciate it, you menghargai. Okay? So that you understand in detail, because you learn at school Okay? Penekaan melalui pendidikan. Emphasize this concept through education. And the last one is, you give me contoh, example like learning sejarah. Okay? So everybody, if you are good, let's jump to 1.1c, the third question here, which is the page number 24. So not every single question I will do together with you. I will choose. Okay? Now, but this one is quite important. So guys, can you tell me what is the bentuk kedaulatan? Hello, we have how many? Total we have 4 types of kedaulatan, right? Bentuk means journeys. Very good, you see. You remember, right? Traditional. But you try your best to write kedaulatan. Traditional. Kedaulatan. Modern. Okay? And then you can also write kedaulatan. Guys, I want to be fast. So, antarabangsa. Good? Okay? And then right now, this one here, good, guys. Tell me, explain to me these two types of kedaulatan we have. Come on. Traditional and undang-undang. When we talk about traditional, what do you remember? I told you the keyword. Yes, you need to tell me berkuasa, mutlak, full power. Yeah. Full power to do what? Then you need to elaborate lah, huh? Full power to control every single thing. Correct not? Full power to control. Menguasai segala urusan. And the next one, who has the power? You need to tell me contohnya who has the power lah. Your Raja Melayu. So I lazy, you guys right, okay? I'm not going to show you the answer, you know where to find the answer, right? Very direct, very straightforward. Now, undang-undang, come on. Kedaulatan undang-undang was the key point here. Kedaulatan undang-undang means the law has the power. So how do we describe the law as a power? How do we describe that the law has the supreme power? Who needs to follow the law if they say the law has the power? Like, everybody buying with the law. Yes, you need to tell me that the kingdom. Now, we don't use the word Raja because you must understand the fact that today, not just the king, what? In the government, we also have the leaders. So the king and the leaders, the whole government kingdom, and the citizen. Okay? Terikat dengan undang-undang. Terikat. What am I doing? Oleh, bukan undangan. What else? You can say that the tujuan, no? Why must we follow the law? Menjamin yeah, you can say keadilan, or you want to say so that our country will be peace, stable, harmony, peace, stable, makmur. Prinsip keempat, you can say contohnya, this is act as our prinsip keempat rukun negara. Can, up to you. But for me, I will go for this one. I will say that it is to make sure our society have the justice. Everybody, you good? Okay, so 1.3, that's all. At 1.3, 1.1, that's all. Okay, everybody, you good? So this is how you should practice. Where do you get the full answer? Is either you refer to this one over here, my answer over here, you write the whole thing, or either you can refer to the PDF file. Okay? Now everybody, let's look at 1.2 over here. Now the 1.2 over here is referring to the ciri-ciri negara yang berdaulat. As I say, don't care the impohan. The moment you see daulat, kedaulatan, berdaulat, which means what? Come on, guys. Tell me the keyword here. The moment you see daulat, berdaulat, kedaulatan meaning power. In Malay, it's called what? Dalam bahasa Melayu. In your exam, you need to write bahasa Melayu mah. Kuasa only me? Nope. Kuasa tertinggi, you must mention. This is not just a normal power, it's a supreme power. Okay? So when we talk about the characteristics, when a country has a power, supreme power, what's the characteristics? What's the chiri-chiri? So number one, we are having a government kingdom and blah, 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 everything. Now, before we start, just want to give you some context. What is the meaning of Sistem Raja Perlembagaan and Demokrasi Berparlimen? So, guys, it's very, very the direct. Look at the Malay words itself. You don't need to read this one. You can just look at the name itself. Raja Perlembagaan means what? We are having the king, and the king needs to follow the law to rule and manage. So look at my explanation. Pemerintahan beraja ikut peruntukan perlembagaan persekutuan. Apa maksudnya peruntukan? Peruntukan means rule. 规定, 规矩. Rules. The king, they need to follow the rules to manage government. And they give you in Malaysia, we have 3 institusi beraja, 3 groups of kings, 3 category like this. Okay, so remember, the king needs to follow the law. Very direct. Demokrasi berparlimen. What does it mean, demokrasi berparlimen? Democracy means what? Democracy means let the people vote, right? And then we choose our citizens representative to participate in the meeting parliament. So you see, demokrasi dijalankan secara perwakilan. We are choosing our representative through pilihan raya elections. Easy. Okay? So a very quick one here. Now, guys, it's time for us to talk about what is the ciri-ciri? What is the ciri-ciri of negara yang berdaulat? Number one, when our country has the power, which means we have our own government system, mempunyai pemerintahan. Makes sense, right? So that we can make sure kestabilan politik, keamanan, pertahanan, ekonomi. So that's the reason why Malaysia, we have sistem raja berperlembagaan and demokrasi berparlimen. Just now we mentioned the government system. And then we can elaborate who is the king. The king is Yang di-Pertua Agong. Right now we're referring to negara. And then who is the ketua kerajaan? Who is the one that manage Perdana Menteri? So if you're able to mention everything, you will get like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 points over there. So when we have the power, we have our own government. Take government. GOV means government, manage. Number 2, when we have the power, we have our own land, own border. Border means land. You can draw the borderline and you prove that, oh, this is my area, my land. You don't cross my, boundaries, You are setting like the garis permisa. So sempadan is the borderline. So you need to explain to me, yes, garis permisa antara negeri atau negara. So Malaysia, you can elaborate by saying that Malaysia, we have the darat, air, udara. We share with all our neighbors. Okay? And all these borderlines must be recognized by international society, which is, example, United Nations. Okay, most importantly is this one. You need to know why must we have a borderline. Why can't we just don't care? Why must we have borderline? Number one, easy for us to manage. Easy for us to rule the area. Number 2, manage the government. Number 3, defend the area. Number 4, develop the economy. These are the 4 important things here. 4 important points here. Why must we set the borderline? And the last one is the law. Sorry, not the last one. Number 3. Number 3 is the law. When we have the power, we have the power to create our own law. Okay? We have the power to have our own law. And guys, you must know how to create the undang-undang. How do we make and create our own law? Okay? So you can see, everybody, I need to teach you some BM words. Can you see the word peraturan? Can you see the word like perlembagaan? And the word perundangan? Actually, these 3 Malay words here, actually is referring to the same thing, right? I know, okay, peraturan is the rules and regulation, perundangan is the law, and then this one is the supreme law, the federation law, the constitution, but at the end of the day, it's still referring to the law. So who comes first? Which one start first? Everybody make a smart guess. When we want to form a country, everyone, this is just for your information, because if you don't understand this concept, you will be confused. Like, why the word like this one? Your teacher, why suddenly asas peraturan? And then here they say perpandukan perlembagaan. It's very hard for you to memorize. So guys, explain to me. Come on, tell me. This one is a very basic thing. When we want to form a country, firstly, we need to start creating the law. Which law we need to start first? We start with peraturan, perundangan, or perlembagaan? Yes, the level 1 law is perlembagaan. That's why this is called undang tertinggi mah. Form 4, chapter 9. We created this law first. Okay? Write it down. And then after that, we base on the perlembagaan to create the perundangan, which is the undang-undang for every single state. Undang-undang that we are using right now. Good with this one? This one is undang law. And then based on the undang-undang, we go and create peraturan. So you look at the Malay words. Perundangan, it becomes the asas peraturan. Asas means what? Foundation. Meaning, to create the peraturan, they are referring to perundangan. So they refer to perundangan to create the peraturan. Clear? And how do we have our perundangan? See, asas sistem perundangan, the foundation to create the perundangan is based on perlembagaan. You get the idea? So like this, you get 2 marks. So you need to understand the meaning of perlembagaan, perundangan, peraturan. And this is how it works. Level 1, level 2, level 3. And then the contoh is this one. The purpose of having the law, and also who created the law? Parliament. Who created law for our country? Parliament. Then the negeri one is dun. Okay? Next one. Last one here. What makes, when the moment we have the power, it means that we have our own citizen. We have the power to, have our own citizens. Citizenship, that's why we have the citizenship. So, yes, this is very easy only. You say that citizen is penduduk di sesebuah negara. Citizen is referring to those people who stay there, okay? And they need to abide with law. They need to follow the rules. So Malaysia, we are very special, unique. We have different backgrounds, ethnic, and also adat, okay? But we are all united together as one way, we are all united together as one true languages and cultures. Same culture, we practice the same culture, the same language. And Rukun Negara is our law, and then we share the same identity because we are all called Malaysian. Okay? Same IC. So that's all. Easy. All clear? You good? Okay? So let's try one more. Only we go and try the questions, or else very direct. Okay, guys. Now, 1.3. That's why you see chapter 1.1234. It actually look very easy one, as long as you remember the word. So remember, everybody, when the moment the country has the power, what is the chui? We have the power to rule the government, and then we have the land, right? And then we have the citizen and the law. Did you guys, actually the 1.2 sounds like your Form 4 chapter 1. Ciri-ciri negara bangsa. When we want to form a country, we must have the government, the citizen, the land, and the law. Okay? So this is telling you, like, when we have the power, that's why we're able to rule all these things. We're able to own all these things. Okay? So right now, guys, when the country, negara yang berdaulat, again, berdaulat means kuasa tertinggi. When we have the power, right, what is the importance? What's the importance? So number 1, we will talk about the government. Okay, politics, economy, social. You just remember politics, economy, social. So politics is what? Our government will be very, even more effective. Because we have the power, we make decision, we no need to rely on others. Effective keperkesanan, faster. 有效率, faster. So kebebasan menjalankan pentadbiran tanpa campur tangan luar. We don't need to everything refer to the others. We can make our own policy. We have the freedom to do the policy to manage the government. Because right now we have our own team, Jemaah Menteri and Kementerian. And then you can see, we only need to deal with our internal, our leaders. We don't need to refer to the kerajaan luar. Kerjasama antara persekutuan dan negeri enough. And don't worry, our government system is very considered not bad okay, because we have the law. And that strengthen with the law. So everybody here, you all clear? So this is like the keywords over there. So you need to tell yourself, we have the freedom to manage the government. So the government will be faster, decision making faster. Policy, this word meaning. And then the next one over here is economy. Our economy is getting better. Because right now we are having the power, we own the economy. Not like last time. Last time the British control our economy. So right now you can see, kedaulatan is very important for us to do our own policy to develop the economy. Right? Can you see, selepas kemerdekaan, our government put a lot of effort to memaju dan meningkatkan taraf hidup rakyat negara kita. So example, we do development in pertanian, perindustrian, and perdagangan through the dasar pembangunan ekonomi. Everybody, you good with this one? So did you realize one thing? We are all talking about the dasar. dasar. We are having when the moment we have kedaulatan, we have the power to do this policy, government policy. Previously, we are all owned by, everything is done by British. That's why British control everything. Control the government. Control the government, control the economy. You good with this one? Everybody, you good? Press 1, come on. Good, Okay, the next one over here is social. You see? Politics, economy, social. PES. Okay? Politics, economy, social. So everybody, social is referring to who? The society, the citizen. Whenever we talk about the social, it's referring to a citizen. Again, when the moment we have kedaulatan, we have the power to do our dasar social for our citizens' benefit. So one of the things is, what did our government do when the moment they have the power? Education. Because they want to make sure the next generation are knowledgeable and they can contribute back to the government. Melahirkan generasi berilmu dan berkemahiran. Knowledge and skillful. So that's why you can see the citizens are educated with language, culture, sports, rukun negara. So you see all these things are the policy. What did our government do? You see they announce the national language so that everybody learn bahasa Melayu, so that you're able to communicate with each other, have a good relationship, perpaduan. Perasaan muhibah means good relationship. Seriously, perasaan muhibah means good. How do you describe good friendship, good relationship? We don't just use baik ataupun erat. We use muhibah. So right now you learn an extra word. Good relationship. Normally we describe relationship, perasaan antara kaum. Clear? Okay? And the last one over here is hubungan luar negara. We have the right to decide who do we want to make friends with. And another dasar here is dasar luar negara. See? So remember the keyword for me. Dasar luar negara. So we able to this is what we did. Okay, guys, this is what we do. Okay, we will decide what type of relationship we want to have. We want to, have with this country. A diplomatic or a friendship. So they will decide. Okay, the government will decide, because right now we have the power, no need to ask British already. Last time when we want to make friends with other people, we need to ask British, can we sign the contract, this and that. We need to get the advice from the resident. But now no need. We want to sign agreement. We want to kerja sama. That one is on our own right now. We have the power. It's just like you guys are in future when you are, after 21 years old you have the power to decide this and that whether you want to have a relationship with this guy, that guy, this girl, that girl, like this same thing You have the power to decide. Politik, economy, social, and antarabangsa. So can you see perjanjian? Can you see we have you see, therefore we're able to enjoy the benefits here. And Malaysia, after we merdeka, right, we have the power, right, we are able to join all this international group. Now, no need to be international. Sometimes you can join your serantau. Serantau means surrounding. Your neighbor, jiran. Make friends with your jiran, like ASEAN group lah. So guys, when we join all this group, means that we are being recognized, no? You know, we are being recognized, mengakui peranan dan kebolehan negara kita setaraf dengan negara lain. Everybody here, all good? So guys, this is how I remember, okay? Politics, government, economy, and social. And this one for me, I will think like this. It's an international status. What's our status at the international level there? So when I memorize the kepentingan, I always tell the student, PESA. Politics, economy, social, and antarabangsa. What are the things, what's the importance in these 4 aspects? PESA. PES plus an A. Understand? So you see? Politics, economy, social, antarabangsa. You good, everybody? We are done. We are almost there. Come on. The rest of you, I guess, clear. Now, if your guess are clear, then moving on to the point number 4, 1.4 over here. Ayo, 1.4 over here, to be honest with you, when I first read your textbook, I really thought that this is a K-bar question. Okay, how I study is like this, guys. If you, I mean, if you attend my class, I always tell the student I'm not a reading person. I'm a writing person. That's why if you do realize I give you the nota also like question, answer question, because I'm a writing person. I'm not really a reading person. Even I read, right, I will also read answer. I prefer like look at the latihan buku and then just straightforward tell me what is the answer. Okay, I'm gonna memorize the answer because guys, it's a lot. It's a lot to memorize. So for me, I don't like to read textbook one. I read textbook when the moment I don't understand the whole thing, the whole concept. Like I langsung tak ingat what is this chapter talking about, then I refer to textbook. So when I first look at the latihan buku, I look at the langkah, I'm like, what? This one not kebat meh? So guys, careful. Because when I first do your buku latihan, I tried the question, right? I really thought that it's a kebat question. So I write my own answer lah, my pandangan lah, okay? But careful. This one is not. This one, your textbook will give you the answer. Can you see? With guided answer. So you must give me all these words. Don't change the words. Don't give me your own thing and then you tell me that the teacher is the same. No. Your marking scheme, your school teacher will follow the marking scheme. They will say, no, it's not the same. Ini dalam textbook. Follow textbook. Understand? Okay. Be careful. Okay? So everybody, open your eyes big and wide when you do the question. Look carefully. Now, even though sometimes the question maybe this type of question comes out in your part C. You know, normally students like me last time, I also thought that bahagian A, the part A, you know, in the structure question A, B is the syllabus-based question. We all know that it's from the textbook. And then the part C normally is the pada pandangan anda, right? Normally, part C is a kebat. But can I share with you something? Sometimes in your exam, SPM I'm referring to SPM, part C is not real. It's not kebat sometimes. You can find the answer from the textbook. You don't believe, you do more trial paper, past year trial paper or model paper, you will see. You will realize that, not every single time is kebat one. Understand? Okay, so look carefully. Okay, now, this question is telling you, what are the langkah-langkah pemerintah dan rakyat mempertahankan kedaulatan kita, kedaulatan negara kita. Mempertahankan means defend. So what did we do? Okay, everybody, when the moment you don't know what is the langkah-langkah, bagaimanakah, you know, they use the word bagaimanakah, langkah-langkah, usaha, cara-cara, all these words, right, is telling you what do we do. What is the action? You need to give me the things that we do. So what do we do to defend our rights? Oopsie. Wait. Oh, sorry. Someone call me. I say. Okay, so what do we do to to defend our rights? The answer is we need to make sure politics stable and defend. To develop our economy. So you see, menjamin, what is the langkah-langkah? Number one, we need to make sure our politics is stable and our economy is prosperous. So you see, my answer here got involved two. One politics, another one is economy. So example, politics, economy, and then economy, and then politics. This one politics and economy also can. P&E. So everybody, number one, when we talk about the langkah-langkah, number one is we must make sure, the step one langkah-langkah is we must make sure our pentadbiran is cekap. Means efficiency, fast. Do things, everything is like, you know, nice, manage well, efficient, no rasuah. This one easy lah. For me, I will go for this one confirm so easy. So for me, I will go for number one and number two. If you really cannot memorize, you go for the two answers. And try your best to matching one. Okay? I got some students, they say, teacher, can I go for undang-undang? Can. Undang-undang is actually for politics and economy. Okay? Is to make sure the politics stable and the economy development. Okay, for normally this one students don't remember because too long. Okay, but I still need to explain. Memastikan agehan sumber kekayaan. What is agehan? Distribution. Agehan sumber kekayaan is wealth distribution. 财富分配. So how do we defend the power? How do we make sure that our power is always there? We have the power to rule the country. The government must make sure the wealth distribution is fair to everybody. Wealth distribution. So guys, this is the leaders, the government leaders. What did they need to do? Oh yeah, I forgot to mention. Sometimes the question they want you to give me the government leaders only. What did the government need to do? The government leaders, what did they need to do? Sometimes they ask you, citizen. As a citizen, what do we need to do to make sure our government is stable, economy is developed? So be loyal, be supportive, support the policies, kerja sama, follow the laws. Right? That's how you support, right? Kerja sama with everybody so that we can enjoy the wealth, enjoy the benefits together. So you see, it's just based on up there. Okay, our government manage well, efficiency, then we follow the instruction, follow the instructions, support the policies, and loyal, and kerja sama, don't racist. Kerja sama, follow. Clear? This is the very first langkah-langkah. The second one is perpaduan. Okay, politic, economy, and social law. So how do we defend? What are the things that we need to defend? Number two is perpaduan, unity. As a government leader, they need to do something to make sure unity is there. So what do they need to do? Plan the policy, guys. Create the policy and the law. And they want to make sure that the policies is effective. Okay? So yeah, they need to make sure that all these policies are effective. Okay? So normally what are the policies they do is they through education, through the kebudayaan, these two dasar. And then they need to plan the program and campaign to promote unity and integrasi nasional. Integrasi nasional means our country nationally, integration. Everybody come together as one. Okay? Because you see, perpaduan kaum is referring to the race, but integrasi nasional is referring to the states. The states, the negeri. Each and every single negeri. This one is not referring to the people, it's referring to the government. You know, sometimes the negeri also got a bit, gap one. There's some, there's some conflict one. Sometimes negeri, antara negeri. I told you guys before. Sifat ke negeri yang kuat. We are not that united, to be honest. Last time. Now better lah, I would say. So guys, don't complain so much. Okay? And don't start racist. No good. Really no good. Okay, now, memperuntukkan perbelanjaan, guys. You see, our government, they need to plan the policy. They need to make sure this program, that campaign. So therefore, guys, as a leader, they must make sure they have enough funds. Because they need to spend money to organize all these events, to promote unity. So they need to make sure they have enough funds. Okay, memperuntukkan perbelanjaan yang mencukupi untuk program dan campaign. Understand? Enough funds. Enough money lah, basically. As a citizen, what do we need to do? Unity, how do we memupuk perpaduan, number one is learn the language and follow the rules. This way is considered 1 mark. Understand and respect each other's culture and religion. We must have the semangat of perkongsian, toleransi, and saling menghormati. It sounds like very moral, And involve yourself in the program kemasyarakatan. Do you guys know what is program kemasyarakatan? Charity work. Contribute back to the society. That's how you promote unity. Okay? Is there any Malay words you don't understand? So far so good, everybody? And the next one over here, patriotisme. Patriotisme as a government leader, how do you make the people patriotisme in order to defend your kedaulatan? You want to make sure your kedaulatan of the country is there. You need to make sure the people are patriotisme. So number one, the government leaders, they will need to do the sambutan Hari Kebangsaan, the Hari Kepahlawan. Hari Kebangsaan, yes lah. Hari Pahlawan got meh? I don't know lah. But this is the langkah-langkah, guys. You know what I'm saying? So next time, if you see any kebab question, they want this kind of, they want you to explain patriotisme, this point, then you know lah what to write. Okay? Learn sejarah. Yes, learn my subject. Subject, sejarah, core subject, mata pelajar teras. Okay, and make sure the young generation is alert with sejarah, very peka, sensitive with sejarah facts. Next one, organize campaign, your standard answer. You guys like to write campaign one. I see before, the students every time give me kebab answer. Don't care what the question asking. Every time give teacher campaign, can I write campaign? Campaign kesedaran. I know you guys, what you guys thinking one. Normally you guys like to write campaign. So campaign, film, rencana. Okay, you see, don't just write campaign lah. Write like film, rencana, brochures, article. Okay, the next one. As a government, what do they need to do is to defend the kedaulatan, they will give recognitions to those that contribute a lot to Malaysia. Like maybe we mengabadi namanya at the building, at the Jalan Raya. So now you know what is the Malay word mengabadi. Means we name the road using his name. Name after his name. Okay? As a government leader, this is what they do what can they do to memupuk patriotisme. Citizen, we need to what? Respect the lambang. Then we need to appreciate and respect the adat warisan, meningkatkan image negara. If you love your country, then do something that represent Malaysia. Good image. Don't do something bad out there, okay? You are representing Malaysia when you are out. It's like that. Okay? Menghargai tokoh kemerdekaan kedaulatan. Really, meningkatkan image negara, this one very important. Like, when we travel to, last holiday, the Raya holiday, I traveled to Korea, right? When we traveling at Korea there, we met a lot of China people. I'm not saying that all China people are bad, because when I go to Beijing last year, I met a lot of good people there also. But it's just that, maybe China too big lah, huh? China a lot of people lah. It's like some Chinese, they're quite rough, they pushing, then like very rude. But yeah, so you see, guys, when you travel out there, you are representing your country. So you need to behave. Meningkatkan image negara. That's how to memupuk patriotisme lah. Okay? Very important. Everybody, you good? And the last one here, defenses. Yes. Langkah-langkah to mempertahankan your kedaulatan in our country is mengukuhkan our pertahanan negara. Okay, increase, improve, strengthen our defenses. So as a government leader, what do they need to do? Now, the defenses here, what they do is they plan the policy and set the rules to protect the safety of the country. Okay, mengadakan perjanjian pertahanan and the training with other countries. Whether is it a neighbor, negara serantau, which is our neighborhood lah. Or maybe like with international other countries out there lah. Okay, modernkan your asset ketenteraan. Train your team. Make sure they are always ready to face the challenges. As a citizen, what do we need to do in terms of defenses? We must very peka with issue keselamatan. Okay, we must be very alert. So, example like provide information if you know anything serious, like someone wants to invade our country. Okay, pencerobohan means invade, 侵犯. And then don't collaborate with all these outsiders, okay, if they're trying to threaten our country's safety. You can join the pasukan keselamatan. Okay, pasukan keselamatan can be police, tenteras, volunteer, volunteer police, Yeah, you just go and join all this team if you are if you're willing, you want to join, can go. And then as a citizen, how do you participate and contribute to the defenses is willing to sacrifice. Hey, this willing to sacrifice doesn't mean that your life or sacrifice my life. So if I not sacrifice, then meaning I'm not good. No, you can sacrifice your time, effort, do something lah. Okay, always be ready to sacrifice for the country. Willing to sacrifice for the country, the heart for the country. That's what they're trying to say. Everybody good with this one? All good, all good? So everybody, it's time for us to try the 1 point, the homework. Shall we? I know it's a lot, guys. I know it's a lot. I'm not asking you to memorize all the langkah-langkah. So I will suggest you at least memorize 2 for each. 2 langkah-langkah. 2 langkah-langkah actually is considered a lot already. Everybody, I guess there? Good? Okay. Now, everyone, before we continue here, we continue chapter 2. Before we continue, can we try the question first, the quick one? Now, everybody look at page number 25. You tell me the answer. Come on, guys. Ciri-ciri negara yang berdaulat. So when we talk about the ciri-ciri, we have the sempadan rakyat and what? Yes, we have what? The pemerintahan mempunyai. The sequence is not important lah, huh? So you need to tell me lah. Mempunyai pemerintahan. What else, everybody? And the law, correct? All good? So as a country, these are the ciri-ciri here. Now, can you explain the ciri-ciri X and Y? Explain means what? You need to tell me the elaboration. So what does it mean when we have the kedaulatan? You see, when a country has the power, we have our own government. So describe. So when we have the government means what? My dear, they want to explain the X and Y, not the sempadan. Sempadan is the garis. So you don't explain garis, the sempadan and rakyat law. You need to explain what is X and Y. So the ciri-ciri. So when we talk about the government, and when we talk about the perundangan, give me 2 points will do. Wow, straight away give me a contoh. Okay, so guys, remember, we will have our own, when the moment we have the power, think like this, when we have the power, we have our own government. So therefore, we can, what? We have the government to make sure kestabilan politik kan. Peace, defenses, and economy. And some of you give me the Yang di-Pertuan Agong, correct? You can say contoh-contoh di Malaysia. We are, if you mention Malaysia is a persekutuan government, you get 1 mark, So actually the answer has, we have a lot lah. So you can directly give me, the leader is Yang di-Pertuan Agong di Malaysia. Ketua utama negara is Yang di-Pertuan Agong. And then you can say our ketua kerajaan is Prime Minister. Correct? You can say Malaysia is a Raja Perlembagaan dan Demokrasi Berparlimen, can. As long as you tell me lah, you elaborate lah, the government system. How about the law? How about the law? You need to tell me the law, perundangan menjadi asas siapa? Who is referring to the undang? Who is referring to the undang? So you say perundangan merupakan asas peraturan negara. Right? And then you can say asas perundangan is based on the federation law. The constitution. Wait lang. Kepandukan Perlembagaan Persekutuan. Correct? So you need to form short sentence for these 2 parts. I guess all good? Now if you're done, let's look at the 1.3. Correct? Okay, 1.3, page number 27. 3, 2, 1, go. Page 27 over here. This one is asking you what's the importance of having the kedaulatan. Again, kedaulatan, kuasa tertinggi. I know sometimes you don't remember. Always remember, if you don't remember anything, you don't know what's the answer, ask yourself, common sense. Okay, kedaulatan is kuasa tertinggi, power ma. So what's the importance of having this power in terms of economy? Remember, when you have the power, meaning you have the power to decide, you have the power to make decision, planning. So guys, remember just now I showed the keyword. No matter it's politics, economy, social, or antarabangsa, when the moment we have the power, our country, our government has the power to do what? Policy, correct? So it's time for you guys to mention the policy. So you can say, kedaulatan, you can say that kepentingan kedaulatan dalam kemakmuran ekonomi is melaksanakan. We have the power to do our kemakmuran economy. Correct? You must mention we have the power to do the policy. So, you can say after Merdeka lo, selepas Merdeka, we can do a lot of things. Okay, we put a lot of effort. Berbagai usaha dilakukan. Correct? Berbagai usaha dilakukan untuk apa? We can do a lot of policy, put a lot of effort to develop. Memajukan dan meningkatkan taraf hidup rakyat. And then you can say, we're trying to develop the economy. Like in which field? You see, think about it. Citizens back then, they are very poor. Why? Because they are doing pertanian. So the government needs to develop, make it better. And then teach them how to do perindustrian. Perdagangan also okay. Correct? Develop in all these things. How? Melalui. You can say pembangunan all these bidang-bidang melalui dasar pembangunan economy. Like this, one sentence, you get 2 marks. So I basically writing the whole thing for you lah. This one is essay actually. That's why I do it together with you. So guys, social. The moment you say social, right? Again, another keyword. I told you, you got the power already, ma. So we have the power to do what? We have the power to do what? Dasar lo. See? So right now, our government has the power to do the dasar social. Yeah. You can continue right, You can continue right, like, or for the kesejahteraan rakyat. Can. But the keyword is, I want to see dasar. The policy, you have the power to make this policy. So example, guys, one of the thing that what did our government do when it comes to dasar social, like, what did the government do to the society? Yes, education. So can you tell me? Generasi. I write in another way. I say that generasi yang berilmu. Right now, we want the citizen to be what? Filled with knowledge and skill. Berkemahiran dilahirkan melalui pendidikan. Okay? Okay, menyumbang supaya so that they able to contribute back. Nice one. Kepada negara. Or you can say pembangunan negara will be better. Contribute back to the development of the country. Anyone else? Like this 3 marks only same sentence one more? I mean, anything else? I mean, other than the other than the education so that people can contribute back. Another thing we can talk about what? The government, how did they manage the social? How did they develop the social? Make them more what? Make them more united together as one, right? So you can say, the government, kerajaan. Wait, let me think. Memperkenalkan, yes. You can say the government memperkenalkan bahasa kebangsaan. Correct? And what else? Rukun negara. Sports. And culture. To promote memupuk persatuan kaum. The moment you list out everything, you get 1 mark, and then you tell me perpaduan kaum. 1 mark. Or you can say, muhibah. Remember just now we learned the word muhibah? Yeah, you can write that too. Everybody good? So, bagaimanakah pemerintah dan rakyat bersatu dalam mengekalkan kedaulatan negara kita? Wow. This one. What can we do to mengekalkan? Oh, guys, this is very interesting. Can you guys tell me what did the government and the citizen needs to do? You see, when the moment they give you the bagaimanakah means they want you to give me the langkah-langkah. The langkah-langkah to maintain the kedaulatan negara kita. We know that we have the leaders and the rakyat. They want you to write both. And can you see the word bersatu? Bersatu is referring to which answer? Which point? Not patriotisme? Not the kestabilan politik, ekonomi, sosial? Not the pertahanan is referring to perpaduan. Now you understand, right? You see, I purposely choose this question because sometimes the question is not like what your textbook it show you like this. Sometimes they will change the Malay word. So don't panic. Read your question carefully. Open your eyes. Big, wide, and see what your teacher want. What your teacher actually asking. Okay? Perpaduan, yes, they are asking you. Yes, what do you need to do to make the people united together as one? So you need to tell me the leader lah. The leader and the citizen. So, come on. 6 marks here, so 3. Okay, as a leader, yes, they create the law. They create the law. Are you sure? Unity war. They create the law, force everybody to united, or else I kill you, punish you. No lah, my dear. They do activity lah, not so extreme lah, You think what discipline teacher meh? No lah. You're creating the law and the policy. Yeah. Sorry. Because you need to write the word dasa also, my dear. You need to write dasa also. Sorry. I thought that you just want to say undang-undang. I thought you say the citizen undang-undang. Sorry, I confused already. Yeah, menggubah dasa dan undang-undang. Both together. Okay, and then you say that mengadakan campaign and program, right? Merangka campaign, planning, because they are the leader, so they plan the campaign and program. Okay? What else? Then you can say, they need to make sure the policies and the campaign, everything, do it smoothly. Memastikan keberkesanan pelaksanaan. Correct? What did the citizens need to do? Since we talk about undang-undang, just now some of you say, just now I overlook. So you can say that we need to follow the rules also. Correct? So yes, we need to follow the rules and we need to use the bahasa kebangsaan. So when we talk about the rule, you can straight away say rukun negara. Because that's what we practice. What else? Understand each other as a citizen. We need to memahami dan menghormati. Understand each other's religion and culture. Next one. What can you say? You can say that involve yourself in the activity lah, the program lah. Contribute back ma. Correct? Kemasyarakatan. Opsi. Okay? I guess done. Now, guys, before we move on, I just want to remind some of you that, you know that we have a new type of K-bar question, right? So all of you here, can you see I give you the contoh. You know lah, sometimes they will give you the information, the paragraph, the poster, a picture, whatever it is. You need to explain, You need to explain. You need to explain the information they given to you. So that's why you can see I list out the cabaran. And then I only answer the K-bar question. After I list out all the information and the things they given to me, only I mention what the question want me to do, like, huraikan, kepentingan, issue, cabaran, whatever, Everybody clear? So I already typed out the answer for you. Please read it on your own. And I try my best to, find the answers that have fakta, huraian, contoh, those ones. But you can see lah, not every single time can give contoh one, Because I understand some of your school teacher, they want the fakta, huraian, contoh, inference. So I'm trying to give you the answers, but yeah. Okay. So everybody, you clear? Everybody following? Then we move on to the last part here. 1.4. Come on, let's try this. Oh, yeah. Guys, just now, I forgot to mention the patriotism meaning. So right now, we use this opportunity to learn. Actually, it's in my notes. It's in my notes. I got put inside the nota, seminar notes there, but it's just that I didn't go through. So right now, we use this opportunity to do revision. Pastor? What is the meaning of patriotism? When we talk about patriotism, what does it mean? Meaning? Come on, typical. Semangat cinta akan tanah air, cinta akan negara, and then cinta saja, only love the country lah. How do you explain? Cinta akan negara yang mendalam. Okay, other than cinta, gg.com. When we talk about patriotism, you guys only know cinta. So only get 1 mark. Now, how do you love your country? I give you guys a clue. How do you love your country? As a citizen, we must be satu markah cukup lah. They're okay lah. I mean, if you okay, they're okay. Berkorban rela berkorban. Then we got berkorban rela. Rela berkorban, willing to sacrifice or sanggup berkorban. Setia kepada negara, the Raja, right? So you should be writing all this answer. Okay, not just love your country, loyal, willing to sacrifice, and defending the kedaulatan. Use back the keyword kedaulatan. Clear? All good? So they're telling you the next question here is telling you the langkah-langkah lo, ne? As a leader and a citizen, what do they need to do to promote to memupuk the semangat patriotisme? So this one you do it on your own, DIY. Okay? All good? So that's all for chapter 1. This one you know what to write, as a leader, as a government citizen. What do they need to do? We just mentioned. So everybody, right now, let's look at chapter 2, shall we? Let's jump to your nota here. Let's jump to your nota here. Okay, I'm going to focus on 2.3 and 2.4. 2.1 and 2, I will just briefly go through. Can I, everybody? 2.1 and 2.2, I just briefly go through. Because 2.1 is talking about the latar belakang, and 2.2 is talking about the timeline. Like how when we started to have the law, and then, the whole process, at the very beginning is the Malay law, and after that is the British law, and then after that is like mix and match and blah, 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 everything. Okay? So basically, chapter 2.1, 2.2 is like a sejarah background. It's also important for your it's also important for this term exam, because this is considered your first time exam. So they definitely going to test this. It's just that you can read on your own. I will still explain. See, guys, first of all, you need to know what is perlembagaan. This is your page number 11. Page number 11, everybody? Ready? So page number 11 over here, what is the meaning of perlembagaan? So you see, it is a document, undang-undang bertulis. It's a written law, and it's undang-undang tertinggi. Just now I mentioned, okay, undang-undang tertinggi. So what's the latar belakang, the history background is? You explain now it's a undang-undang tertinggi, and before British, the law is actually focused on what? Focus on the king's rights. So they're telling you that our government is actually led by the king. Okay, the king based on the law to rule the government. And then during the British, the king is also the leader based on the law. After Merdeka, we have another new law, which is perlembagaan yang baharu. Okay, so basically this one very easy only. So you just need to read through. Clear? So this one here, asas. So guys, you need to know that when we created the new law, when Merdeka that time, okay, when we created the new law, right? Membentuk the new law, what is the foundation that we refer? Means what do we refer? So number one is we still need to refer back to Malay law, okay, because it's our local law. Next one, we still need to include undang-undang English. So that's why can you see I use the word undang-undang English, disesuaikan. Those British law that relevance to us, okay, it match with our local value cultures, it applicable to our country, okay lah, then they include. So Malay law and English law. Undang-undang Negeri Melayu, undang-undang English. Boleh faham tak? But the suitable one, not everybody also masuk okay? So you need to know what is the Undang-Undang Negeri Melayu. So what did the Undang-Undang Negeri Melayu talks about? Everything about the king back then. As a king, they are the leaders. Everything is ruled by the government leader, which is the king. And the citizen, we need to be loyal. And then you give me the contoh. Normally, I encourage students to memorize the Malacca law. Because your Form 4 chapters talking about Malacca law, remember? Of course, you want to memorize the rest of the Undang-Undang also can. And be careful. Sometimes the question is asking you, okay, other than the Malacca law, which Undang-Undang Melayu is being influenced by Malacca law? Kalau they ask until like this, then you need to give me all this law. Because Perak, Perak, Pahang, Kedah, Johor, all this undang-undang is actually influenced by Malacca law. Malacca law started first. They start with this undang-undang buku, and after that they influence other people. So if the question asking you, apakah undang-undang dipengaruhi, then you write. Or maybe it's come from Malacca, then you write all these states. Or else I will say that you just memorize 2 undang-undang enough already. Clear? So for the Malay law, very easy one. This one very easy one. Okay, the British law. British law will be susah lah. Because British mah something new. So guys, when we talk about British law, remember last time they called Charter of Justice. And I told you only the one that is what suitable to our local culture, our local people, NNS. Back then, your British fully apply the English law at NNS, which is your Penang, Malacca, Singapore, because there's no king. Undang-undang Negeri Melayu only be found at those negeri-negeri yang ada raja. That's why it's called Melayu mah. Melayu Kingdom mah. Melayu Kingdom is led by the king. So like your NNS has no king. That's why everything is ruled by British. So remember, those relevant, suitable one only applies. Okay. So these are the contoh here. Charter of Justice, the first version, second and third. Based on the law, it says that we have the mahkamah at where? At first it's at Pulau Penang. And then after that, they combine everybody. After that, they split Singapore, Malacca together, and then Penang up there. Because Penang too far lah. That's why they separated. Okay? So this is for the West Malaysia. And then for the Sarawak and Sabah. Sabah, Sarawak is also no law ma, no king ma. Remember? Why we have undang-undang British is because no king. Remember, no king. And then why we have undang-undang Negeri Melayu? Remember Melayu, the M, it looks like a crown. So ada raja lah. This one no raja lah. So Sabah Sarawak also no king. Therefore, British law. So you can see the Sarawak application law of law ordinance, Sabah application of law ordinance. Everybody clear? Itu saja. 2.1. Then you talk about the Sarawak, how they create the law. This one you can read through on your own. But you need to be careful with the councils, which is the meeting group. So they're basically telling you who creates the law. I mean, who creates the undang-undang British, you know? British last time give them the power to set their own rules. So they have their own state government councils, Majlis Tertinggi. Then Sabah, they use the word called Majlis Undang. Just like our parliament and DUN. Okay, we call DUN at our states. But for them, they call Council Negeri. For the Sabah here, a bit pattern sikit, Majlis Undang. Pattern one lah. They change one. Okay, so you read through, read it on the own. Very easy one. Okay, and then for the sejarah penggubaran. 2.2 is also a history background telling you who creates the law. As you all know, Parliament is the one that creates the law for the country. Correct? So they create the law and they also can make some changes. Right? Meminda the undang-undang. So you see, membentuk and meminda. Parliament has the power to do that. And you need to know, starting since when we have the power to do all the undang-undang. So in 1877, this is like before, British era that time. So we have the Majlis Negeri Perak. Meminda means change. Pindaan. You know, Eddie. Must remember, because 2.4 is asking you pindaan. Pindaan Singapore. Pindaan Malaysia. Must remember this word. Meminda or pindaan. You just remember, it sounds like your pindah randa. Move. So this one is like remove. If there's any changes, remove. Added new law. Any movement. Any movement. Just remember movement. Like this. Okay. Okay. Anything else? Okay. So 1877 is the Majlis Negeri Perak. We have this meeting to create the law for Perak saja. That's why it's called Majlis Negeri Perak. And then 1946. 1946 is what? After World War II already lah. So your British came back again. So, Undang-Undang Negeri di NNS, Undang-Undang di Negeri NNB, Undang di Negeri-Negeri Melayu Tidak Bersekutu. You can see who created the law. Majlis Undangan Negeri, Majlis Persekutuan, Majlis Negeri. the councils, the meeting. 1948, we sign agreement. We have our own law. This why it's our own government. Berkerajaan sendiri already mah. Right? 1957, Merdeka. We have this meeting group to create the law. Form 4, Chapter 9. Suruhanjaya read. Correct with this one? Are you guys good with this? This one also come from Form 4, Chapter 9. When you create the law, when we created the perlembagaan, the Persekutuan Tanah Melayu, remember, we have some certain tema rujukan. Because the British leaders, they help us to create the law. So they have the tema rujukan, they have some guidelines to refer when they create our undang-undang. Okay? So these are the things that you need to memorize. So right now, guys, let's look at the ciri-ciri. So again, right now, when we create the law, you must understand the thing that our law is a mix and match law. You get the idea? I just now told you, our undang-undang, we have the undang-undang Melayu and undang-undang English. Therefore, when we talk about the ciri-ciri, we have the ciri tradition and modern. We have the ciri traditional and modern. Ciri traditional, everything focus on the Melayu lah. And then the modern one is the British law. So you must think like this. Ciri traditional means your Malay people originally already practice this undang-undang. It's just that got a bit slight changes. We need to upgrade sikit lah, of course, when we merdeka at the time. And then modern law is actually caused by British. British introduced this thing, the concept to us. Okay? So basically, number one, when we talk about ciri traditional, number one is we talk about system raja or kesultanan. We introduce the position of the king, sultan especially. So you need to remember the word sultan. Raja, you all know lah, raja. Sultan. Sultan also the same thing. They have the power, kuasa penuh for each state. See, look at the word I say. For negeri masing. So after we merdeka, right, the king is still continue managing the government. It's just that they need to be what? Disesuaikan dengan demokrasi berparlimen. See, I told you. We still practicing the king. It's just that the way we practice is a bit different. The king system, the raja system is a bit different. We need to disesuaikan dengan konsep demokrasi berparlimen. And then you give me contoh. Contohnya today, after we merdeka di Malaysia, yang di Pertuan Agong is our pemerintah tertinggi negara. Must remember it's negara. And then if you able to memorize additional point, then you just tell me, Agong has the power to do what? But if you don't want to memorize this, also can one. But reminder, in chapter 3, they will test you this again. Chapter 3, we talk about kuasa Agong. Correct? So remember, this is for the country. And right now, this is for the state. So up to you lah. You want to memorize or not lah? Okay. So for the negeri level, Raja is ketua negeri, meaning your sultan is the leader of the negeri. He has the power to what? To execute the law, execute the policy. Okay, at the level peringkat negeri saja. Peringkat negeri. So mempunyai kuasa eksekutif melalui nasihat Majlis Musyawarah Negeri. So basically, this is the first ciri-ciri when we talk about the undang-undang Melayu. Ciri traditional. Sorry, not undang-undang Melayu. It's ciri traditional. Pertama is the king. We talk about the king. See, back then we have the king. The law mentioned the king's position, the king's power. Today we also mention the same thing. It's just that be careful. Right now we have two levels, the negara and the negeri. Number two, ciri traditional is agama Islam. Our law mentioned Islam's position, right? You see, before we merdeka, during British time, the king, do they need to listen to the advice of the British to manage the Islam issue? The answer is no need. Okay, tidak perlu menerima nasihat British dalam hak dan kedaulatan raja, adat istiadat orang Melayu dan agama Islam. Okay, you guys know this. Then after merdeka, see, the Raja is still having the power to in charge the agama Islam issue. Okay, so Agong will be the one that in charge those states that don't have the king. Negeri yang tidak ada raja dan wilayah persekutuan, like KL, Putrajaya, Labuan, all this area, right? Any agama Islam, like Islam, like the rules, or the holidays, everything, Agong will announce. Agong has the power to decide. Ciri tradition yang ketiga ialah bahasa Melayu. The law says that bahasa Melayu is very important. You see, back then they already mentioned bahasa Melayu is bahasa ilmu, bahasa lingua franca. What is lingua franca? Lingua franca is a common language. 通用语. Common one means commonly used by the people, or trading language. You want to say trading language also can. Today, the law also say that our BM is our kebangsaan, national language, and official language. And the law says that back then and today, the law says that Malay people, they are kedudukan istimewa loh. See, before Merdeka, who has the rights to, announce this kedudukan? Who is the one that protect the Malay people's and the local people's right? The king, the Raja and Ketua Peribumi. After Merdeka, Agong is the one that in charge and protect. But of course, right now, everybody, I want you guys to focus one thing. Today, after we Merdeka, we cannot just mention Bumi Putra and orang Melayu saja. We also need to mention kepentingan sah kaum lain. Because we Merdeka, with Chinese and Indians, so everybody needs to jaga their rights. Everybody here, you all clear? So you see, when we talk about traditional, it's always related to Malay. So Melayu, Raj Sultan, okay? Islam, Bahasa Melayu, kedudukan orang Melayu, dan Bumi Putra. It's everything about Malay. That's why I say Melayu. Good with this? Yeah? Now for modern is related to British, guys. It's related to British. So British is the one that introduced us federation. I told you. Before this, our negeri is all separated. We have our own sifat kenegerian yang kuat. We only focus on our own negeri. Who is the one that started with the federal concept? The answer is your British. So we have this federal government here. Okay, when we combine together as one federal government, so yeah, we have the law. Okay, so melalui Perlembagaan Persekutuan, we form a government here. Based on the report, it says that, see, based on this laporan Suruhanjaya Perlembagaan Persekutuan Tanah Melayu in your Form 4, Chapter 9, we mentioned before last year. So it says that our Kerajaan Persekutuan Negeri, they have their own power. So you see, even though we are a federal, we combine together as one, but we still have their own power for each and every single state. So you see, your Sabah Sarawak, when Malaysia was formed, Sabah Sarawak have their own kuasa autonomy. What is autonomy? You can own self rule your country. You have specific rights. Everybody clear? So this is what we call the federal system. Even though we combine together, but every single one of you, you still have your own specific rights. Next one, your British also introduced us citizenship. Come on, back then we don't have a citizenship lah. Everybody the same one lah. Because everybody orang Melayu and Bumi Putra ma, right? Then after that, wow, your British bring in so many Chinese workers, Indian workers. That's why we need to start giving the citizenship. So you see, sebelum itu, before that, there's no such thing called citizenship. If let's say you really want to say the status of the citizen, we can separate into two. This is also introduced by British. Okay, so Rakyat Raja dan Rakyat British before we Merdeka lah. But after we Merdeka, everybody have the same citizenship with terms and condition. Everybody, you good? So in exam, you need to tell me the citizenship is actually introduced after World War, which is like the moment we berkerajaan sendiri in 1948. Remember, everybody good? And last one here, system democracy. Democracy system is actually introduced by British man. Your nationalism from England there. Yeah, they started first Only they influence us. So you see, the Perlembagaan Persekutuan mentioned that our country is a system democracy. The law says that we are a democracy system. So how do we prove that we are a democracy system? Pilihan Raya. And then you need to explain to me what is Pilihan Raya. the purpose of this pilihan raya is to let the people vote, choose your leader, and form a government. That's the reason why we have the SPR. This organization is responsible to organize the pilihan raya. So we have 2 types of pilihan raya today, persekutuan and negeri. Everybody, you clear? You all good? Is there any Malay words you don't understand? Please ask now. Now, if everybody all good, press 1. Is it okay? Yep. So everybody, I just want to do one question with you guys, which is the thing here. Wait lah. I'm looking for the page. Page number 38. Yes. Wow, sampah. Page 38, everybody. It's an essay lah, actually. It's an essay. Okay, actually this one, you see here, 2.3, right? 2.3 is asking you the ciri-ciri. But you see the bahagian A, they ask you to explain what is the meaning of pelembagaan. So you need to tell me is what? Come on, keyword, please. What's the keyword for this undang-undang? It's a undang-undang? Apa? 13. Thank you so much. Okay, pelembagaan is a undang-undang tertinggi. And what else? Is it important for our government? Obviously, it's important. That's why I say it's tertinggi ma. So it is act as a panduan. You can say pelembagaan menjadi panduan pemerintahan. That's how you should explain. Okay? And also, you can say our undang-undang includes unsur. Unsur apa? We have what concept inside? We have included traditional and modern concept. All good? And then you can say that starting from when we have this official pelembagaan. Since when we start to execute this law? Dikuatkuasakan when? The moment we have the power, which is 31st August 1957. This is basically like the introduction of the law. It's in your textbook lah, actually. Okay? So everybody, this one here, they want you to give me the ciri-ciri traditional and modern huraikan. So 8 marks here. You guys should know that how many ciri, right? Ciri traditional, we have how many? Tell me. And then ciri modern, we have how many? Modern, very less only. And my dear, ciri or not 1887. No, not latar belakang. This is not latar belakang. Ciri concepts. Ciri traditional, the Malay culture one, focus on Melayu one. Yes, we have 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And then the modern, you also need to give me. So, ciri modern got how many? Focus on British one. British brought this unsur in. So we have 3. 1, 2, 3. So guys, can I teach you something? Total, we need 8 marks only, right? 8 marks means what? Here 4, here 4. Here 4 points, here 4 points. So imagine you just list out the ciri, you already get 1 mark. So meaning, at least you need to give me what? At least you need to give me 1 point 1 huraian. 1 point, 1 huraian. 1 point, 1 huraian. At least you must give me like this combo to get full marks. Very difficult, eh? No, not very difficult. So very easy to score, lor. Now, of course, you don't just write 1 point, 1 point lah. You give me extra points at least 2 lah, 2 huraian. Who knows later you tulis salah, then can replace ma. Understand? Correct. So you know how to write the answer, right? I mean, you know how to elaborate, right? So I'm gonna write the points for you, but I'm not gonna write the huraian. So you do the huraian. Is it okay? So guys, revision again. Malay people, Ciri traditional. I told you, Ciri traditional, everything focus on Melayu. So we talk about what? We talk about the government system, the Sultan system. Very good. So you remember, it's talking about the government. Our traditional government, Kesultanan, or you want to say pemerintahan raja also can. As long as you mention either one of it, can. Per raja. For me, I will go for sultan because our key point is talking about sultan. Next one, we talk about what? Thank you so much. Bahasa Melayu. It's okay lah. The sequence is not important one. As long as you give me the points. Agama Islam. Correct. And the next one? Yes, kedudukan orang Melayu. Now guys, I got student, they ask me, teacher, can I just write the can I just write all the Malay, the 3 traditional, and then 4 points already ma, I can get full marks out. Try not to. Because they ask you to explain both. So at least you need to give me something about ciri-ciri modern. Is it okay? So orang Melayu dan Bumi Putera. Okay? Now, how about ciri modern? Ciri modern is bring by British. So for me, I will remember kewarganegaraan citizenship. Correct? Warganegaraan. What else? Okay, democracy. One more is what? I forgot already. Demokrasi berparlimen. Oh yeah, Kerajaan Persekutuan. Thank you so much, my dear. Wow, many of you write Persekutuan already, but I miss out. Sorry. Yes, Persekutuan, federal systems. A sequence is not important as long as you remember. So for me, I will go for the citizenship first, and then the democracy, easy ma. Just write the pilihan raya. Kerajaan Persekutuan also can. For me, this traditional part, I will go for the Sultan, BM, Agama Islam, no. Because the elaboration very long. Because you need to talk about the resident and everything. Sorry, the nasihat of the British. So yeah. Everybody, you understand how it works, how to score the marks. So you mention the ciri first. And then okay. Yes, okay, guys. So right now, let's look at 2.4. Go back to your nota, page number 17. Sorry for jumping here and there, because I want you guys to see the question and the way how they ask you. And also, guys, if you really so lazy to write, I told you I'm a writing person. That's why I give you all the things is like writing one. Now, if let's say you're really lazy to do the latihan, then how you practice? Use a piece of paper, cover this part, cover the answer part, and try to write out the answer. Like you read the question, write the answer. It guys, very important. Don't play. Because a lot of times Form 5 students, they read a lot. They know the thing. They have the knowledge, but they don't know how to write the answer. When they write the thing, in the exam, I look at the answer, I'm like, you didn't write the key point. That's why you can't score the marks. So you need to write the keyword. Everybody, you understand? Okay? So remember the keyword first. Write it out, the keywords. No need to write the full sentence. Write down the keyword first. Okay, everybody, come. It's time for us to talk about pindaan. Very good. Just now, some of you asked me, teacher, what is memindah? Memindah, pindaan, pindah. Remember, changes, adjustment, Or you can just remember pindah sounds like pindah randa movement. So if there is any changes here, then we will need to remove and everything. We need to study. Okay, so everybody, sometimes question will ask you, why must we change, Why must we do this process like pindaan, pelembagaan? Because this is to what? Menyesuaikan menyesuaikan peruntukan negeri baru ke dalam perlembagaan. Because we need to adapt to the new situation. Because you never know, sometimes we got new member join our country, like Singapore, Sabah Sarawak, that time join us. So that's why we need to change the law. Cannot apply the same thing, not fair to them, okay? So we need to adapt the new rules without changing the current situation. Okay, that's why we have two changes. One is in 1963, another is 1965. 1963, remember guys, 1963 Malaysia form. So kita ada new member. So we have the new member. Who is the new member? So we have the Sarawak, Sabah, and Singapore, the 3S. SSS, okay. So just write 3S. I wanted to write the name, but I'm very lazy, guys. So 3S. So therefore, we have 3 changes here. So remember, we have 3 new members, so 3 changes. But mainly we focus on Sabah Sarawak because at the end of the day, Singapore already out from Malaysia, so no point study their law, okay? Understand? So the very first law, we talk about the structure of the Mahkamah Atasan. Structure Mahkamah Atasan is what? What is structure? Structure means the structure mahkamah, we have the atasan, the bawahan. We have the high courts and the low court, okay? The high courts structure is changed. You see, previously, in 1957, we were with the West Malaysia here. We follow everything British one. So the structure, the format, the system, everything we follow Mahkamah Tertinggi England. In fact, the name also we follow lah. We just Merdeka so everything we follow England, British, boleh faham. But when it comes to 1963, because we already used to it and also got new members, so we use this opportunity to change. We start to change the high court structure. We start to mention it as Majelis Persekutuan. Mahkamah Persekutuan. Mahkamah Persekutuan. We call this category. You see, previously we call Majelis and Majelis. Mahkamah Tertinggi. Oh my God, Mahkamah. Mahkamah, okay? Everybody good? Hey, remember the name, Mahkamah Persekutuan. We address it. And under this Mahkamah Persekutuan, which is the high court category, we have 3. 3 Mahkamah Tinggi. So one is located at West Malaysia, Sabah Sarawak, another one, Singapore, another one. And you need to tell me, this high court, Mahkamah Persekutuan, what is their role? What's their responsibility? So their responsibility, number 1, is to settle the issue persoalan. Okay, they need to listen to the issue of the perlembagaan. Okay, and also the issue faced by the state government and the federation government. The conflict pertikaian means the conflict between these 2 governments. So they need to settle these 2 issues. Everybody, you guys clear with this one? Structure Mahkamah Atasan. Then after that, because your Sabah Sarawak joined us, so we need to set the Mahkamah system for them. Different guys. This one is the structure. The structure. This one is talking about we forming the Mahkamah for Borneo, which is Sabah Sarawak. Okay, we form this. West Malaysia here, we memang have our Mahkamah Tinggi. Mahkamah means the court. Okay, the structure is the structure, the category. We address it differently. So you see, Mahkamah Tinggi Borneo, is formed at Sabah Sarawak to do what? Number 1, menguruskan soal kehakiman di Sabah Sarawak And then we have this Ketua Hakim Borneo exists. After that, they changed the name, become Ketua Hakim Sabah Sarawak. Clear with this one? Everybody, you must be very careful with these 2 words. Structure and form is different. Structure is the high class, the category. Everybody, are you guys good with this one? Are you guys good? Everybody? You there? Okay? Can? Okay. The third changes here for the 1963. Remember 1963, we have 3 members join us, so 3 changes. So the last one is very easy one. Now you see, Sabah Sarawak and even Singapore, right? They don't have king. So memang in the law, we need to update a bit, like update that. We have this new position for them lah. But as I said, Singapore don't care already lah. We focus on Sabah Sarawak lah. So when Malaysia formed Sabah Sarawak, they have the leader called Yang di-Pertua Negeri. Everybody okay? Yang di-Pertua Negeri, Ketua Negeri Everyone, remember this position. So Yang di-Pertua Negeri, they need to mengikut the Nasihat Majlis Tertinggi and this is the state government meeting, state councils. So di Sarawak, they call Majlis Tertinggi. Di Sabah, they call Cabinet Negeri. That's all. Okay, 1965, very easy one. Remember, Singapore left. That's why your Tunku Abdul Rahman bring this issue to Parliament. And once everything approved, so they start to remove. Okay? Remove, or what we call abolish. 废除. They remove all the undang-undang, all the usul, all the perkara, undang-undang that relates to Singapore out from our perlembagaan Malaysia. That's all. By the way, this is the contoh-contoh, immigration rights, financials, hubungan diplomatic, all those rules and regulations are related to this. Singapore, everything abolished. Itu saja. So these are the 2 main changes we have. All good with this? So guys, please try the question on your own and the answer will be uploaded to the PDF file. The PDF folder there. You know where to download the PDF file, right? The folder there. We will upload it soon. Very fast one, okay? Is there any question before you go? So today, we settled chapter 1 and 2. Remember chapter 1, we talk about what? Recap. Chapter 1, we talk about kedaulatan. Kedaulatan means what? You must know the keyword. The keyword is kuasa tertinggi, the power. So you need to tell me when we have all this power, what's the meaning? Okay? What's the journeys? What type of power we have when we talk about kedaulatan? And then what's the kepentingan? What's the important and benefits? And the langkah-langkah, how do our government leaders and the citizens to defend this power? So everything is revolving around this power. Perlembagaan. Perlembagaan means what? Perlembagaan means the law. So you need to tell me what is the meaning of this undang tertinggi lah. And then you need to tell me the sejarah background, history background. Like when we started to have law, when we talk about the law, back then everything is Undang-Undang Melayu. After that, we combine with British law, right? Because your British colonized us for so long, so definitely we have some Undang-Undang British. So you can see, this is our law back then. Okay, the history background reading. Then after that, you need to know, when we merdeka the time, we have new ciri-ciri perlembagaan. So we have 3 traditional and modern. Okay? And then the last one is, you need to tell me, pindaan perlembagaan. Chapter 1 and 2 actually not that difficult. Chapter 3 a bit challenging because a lot. So after you master these 2 things, focus on chapter 3. 4 okay lah. Chapter 3, chapter 4, chapter 5 like this. Okay? So that's all from me today. Thank you so much, guys. Pandangan tokoh need to hafal good question, because this is considered your very first exam for Form 5. I would suggest you need to hafal a bit. But if let's say it's like, year-end exam, the trial one, no need lah. You can focus on others. Form 4 tokoh, no need. Form 5, yes, because it's the first. Even though it's called midterm, but it's very first exam for you, for your Form 5 syllabus. So I would suggest all the tokoh, the pandangan, please study. Because you never know, later your teacher, ask you. But if you don't want, you're also okay. You get ready lor. You calculate the marks. So if let's say the teacher tests you the pandangan tokoh, maximum like 8 marks or maybe 6 marks. Yeah. You might lose the 6 to 8 marks. Oh. You never know. Later they come out essay. Who knows? Later your teacher asks you pandangan tokoh. Ibnu Khaldun, 4 marks. The apa tu? Then just now I show you Aristotle, 4 marks. How? You never know one. Can I know your prediction? No prediction. First term exam. First term exam, how can you predict? It's like only few chapters, what? I would say you focus more on the thing. Form 4, Form 4, it depends on your school though. Some school, they tested chapter 1 to 5 only. So if you ask me, I will say the 5 essay question, maybe 2 from 4, 3 from 5. Oh. I mean, you say you guys told me got from 4 syllabus, right? So the essay got 5 question, 2 from 4, 3 from 5. Oh. That's the thing I can tell you. I don't do prediction one, guys. I study only. Just do your best, okay? God bless you all. Is there any question before you go? You better take break lah, guys. Later you need to do mathematics. You need to use a lot of brain to go and think. Right now, you're already like KO already. Okay, if you guys have no question, that's all from me today. Thank you so much. Take care. Bye-bye. God bless. Jai Jen. Goodbye. Bye. Thank you.